Forgiving you is much necessary. You know, we go around and we go into marriages, relationships, and friendships, and people do hurt you. And you don't let go of the hurt. Let's talk about me. I think I be letting go of the hurt, but I be throwing it way back there. And there's a lot of piles. There's a lot of mountains back there that's back there. And on this journey, I learned to forgive myself. I learned to forgive myself. I never knew I had to do that until I was taught that you have to do that. I took a lot of things from different motivational speakers to be able to teach myself how to heal. I sat down and did the work, what they call it, the shadow work. I sat down there to do the shadow work, all the things that people told me that I think I know everything. And I'm always running there for people and doing things for everybody, people pleasing. I never knew I was people pleasing until people start saying it. All these motivational people start saying it and they expressing it. They explaining exactly what it is, what people pleasing is, and then you realize, oh shoot, that do suit you. So I went into forgiving myself, and it was a lot. I had to forgive myself for not knowing who I am. I had to forgive myself for not knowing who I am, who I was, and who I am. I had to forgive myself for neglecting me. I had to forgive me for not respecting me. I had to forgive me for damaging my mind, my body, and my soul, and what I told myself what was wrong with me. I had to forgive me for my thoughts, how I hold myself hostage of my thoughts. I held myself hostage of my thoughts because it felt safe to hold on to it. I forgave myself for holding on to things that I should have let go a long time ago. It felt safe. I was comfortable. Holding on to baggages and old patterns and old habits, I had to forgive. I had to let it go. I did not want to let go. It felt so much comfortable to hold on to it. It felt so much safe to hold on to it. I didn't want to let go at all. I didn't want to let go of my son, my deceased son. I did not want to let go of my grandmother. I did not want to let go of my uncle. I wanted to hold on to all three of them. The hurt that I held, I didn't want to let go all the things that was done to me, all the things that they said how I was and who I was and what, I didn't want to let go of that. I didn't want to let it go. What they said to me, I really didn't. I didn't like it. I didn't like what they did to me. They did me dirty. And they felt like I did them dirtier. But they did me dirtier than I did them. And I wanted them to be dirty. I wanted to do more damage to them than they did to me. But God would not allow me to do it. He made me feed people when I was supposed to just hurt them. He made me be nice to people when I was supposed to be angry at them. He made me humble myself when I wanted to be very angry and nasty and bitter to them. He made me smile when I wanted to cry. He made me smile when I really wanted to cry. I swear to God. He did. I had to forgive myself for breaking me down bad. I let me down. I had to forgive me for letting me down. I had to forgive me for not doing better. I had to forgive me for blaming myself. I had to forgive me for not going the extra mile for myself. I had to forgive me for taking too long to change things. I had to forgive me for repeating cycles after cycles after cycles. I had to forgive me for not putting me first. I had to forgive me for being available to everyone and not myself. I had to forgive me for sabotaging. I said that before. That was my biggest thing. I sabotaged every dream, every plan that could have been better for me, thinking that it wasn't going to happen, or some people didn't help me to make it happen, or blaming myself. I have to forgive me for blaming myself or blaming other people for not getting me to where I was supposed to be. I had to do that. I had to forgive me for holding my fears of change. I had to forgive me for not understanding me. I had to forgive me for what I allowed people to do to me. They did so much. I had to forgive me I had to forgive me for having bad behavior. I had to forgive me for not having a better behavior sometimes, handling it the right way. I had to forgive me for being a victim. I had to forgive me for playing a victim for too many years and not doing anything about it. I had to forgive me. I had to forgive me for not having healthy habits and setting boundaries. I had to forgive me for not setting boundaries. I had to forgive me for not knowing what boundaries were. I had to forgive me for not setting in my intentions. I had to forgive me for all the lies I told me. I had to forgive me for not remembering that I'm a bad itch. I had to remember that. That was the thing. I had to forgive me because I knew all along that I am a good person. And I let the enemy tell me and make me believe that I wasn't. Because I believed them more. They made me to believe that I was a fake. Made me feel like it. And like everything I was, it was like I wasn't that person. I started to believe that. And I was like, no, you cannot accept that. It's not who you were. You exactly did what you're supposed to do. You helped people because you never was helped. You didn't feel like you were helped, but you were helped sometimes. People did help me. There was a lot of people that did help me. There was a lot of friends that did help me. I would never take that away from none of them. If I could call their names, they would know that they helped me. Families did help me. There was people that opened up their door for me. You understand? But then there's times that when you really did need them, they weren't there. As like my builder, I know how to be strong. I know how to be, basically what they would tell me that I used to have to be a man in a woman's body. I had to show up for myself. I had to do things. I had to teach my sons how to be a man when I was a woman. You understand? I had to teach them how to be a man when I was the woman. I know how to do a lot of things. I didn't need no one to pat me on the back. I used to pat myself on the back for a long time. I was the strongest one for everybody. But when I went through my journey, I didn't want to be that person. I did not want to be strong for nobody. I just wanted to be dwelling in my sadness, in my sorrows, and being sympathetic and pitiful and everything. And then I had to remember, no, you cannot do that. You can't hold all onto that. And I seen I was going deeper and deeper into depression where I was losing myself. And I refused to lose me. I knew I had to fight for me. And I knew that I couldn't lose. And I would never lose. If I don't fight, if you had to fight, I had to fight for me. All I had was me and my children that depended on me. And they knew that their mother was a fighter. My videos is not for you to admire me. My video is to help you to be able to get through what you're going through. And never let your thoughts be able to get hold of you, and to let you know that never let your thoughts of your beliefs say that what you cannot do. I didn't, understand me? I did not want to be the person I was because I expected more out of me. I always knew that I can soar up high. It was always taught to us that we could be anything we want to be. So I can be anything I want to be, then I'm going to be. And I had to realize who I am. I'm the creator of my life. That's who I am. I'm the creator of the person I'm going to be. I am the creator of my life. And what the enemy says to me is a lie. What the enemy has told me is completely a lie. I no longer